Hello everyone, welcome back to the computer network course. So in IP series, we have discussed the format of IP. Then we have seen the datagram, packets and network layer are called datagram. The format of header in datagram, right, that we have discussed. In that header field, header format, we have seen that 5 rows are fixed, right? They are of 20 bytes, right? Then last options field, it is not fixed, it is variable, right? It can be of 0 to 40 byte long, right? So that's why my header field is variable, right? It can go from 20 to 60 byte, right? If options field is added, right? So now what is this options? Options, as the name suggests, it is optional. It is not a necessary part in datagram, right? It is used for datagram testing and debugging purpose. Okay. So let's discuss what is this option. Okay, let me share my screen first. Okay, so before coming on to the option field, we have already covered the fragmentation video, right? So let me give you a question. Okay, solve this question. A packet, it says a packet has arrived with a packet has received at the destination end, right? A packet, and it has a m bit value as 1. The flag has 3 bits, 1 bit is not used, second is D, third is M. M means more fragment, right? One value indicates one value indicates that it can be first fragment or the middle fragment, but it can't be the last fragment, right? We have already seen that in the fragmentation video. If you have not seen that, please you can first see the fragmentation video. Okay, so if the value is 1, that means it can't be the last fragment, right? It is maybe of first fragment or somewhere in the middle fragment. Okay, then the fragmentation offset value is 0. Now, if you remember, if fragmentation offset value is 0, that means there is no fragment ahead of it, right? So it is the first fragment. So is this the first, last, or middle? So last is already discarded by the first line only. M value is 1, that means it can't be the last fragment, and offset value 0, that means it is the first fragment. Okay, so these are small questions which you can practice. Okay, so let's come to our topic of the discussion today, that is options. So we have already seen header is of two parts, like fixed part, the 5 row that are fixed 20 bytes, then variable part. Variable part is this option part, because option part field can be 40 byte long, right? So it becomes 60 then. Okay, so the variable part is option. Option is like optional thing. It is used for datagram testing and debugging purpose, right? So let's discuss the format of option. Okay, so option contains 3 fields. First field is type, 8 bits long, length 8 bits long, and value is variable length. Okay, so the type is defines a type of options. Okay, so it is further classified into 3 subfields. First is copy. 3 subfields. First subfield is a 1 bit, that is copy. Copy value 1 bit only. Copy value if 0, that means the option field is copied only in first fragment. You can see here, copy only in first fragment, right? If the value is 1, that means it copy option field is copied to all the other fragments. Okay, this is the meaning of copy. Then the second field is subfield is of 2 bit, that is class. If its value is 00, that means it is used for datagram control, for controlling purpose. If it's 10, it is used for debugging and management purpose. So it tells you the purpose of your options. Okay, then the third subfield is of 5 bits, that tells you the number. Number means the type of options. What are the type of options that we will discuss? Let's first discuss this type, length. Length is of 8 bit. It tells you the total length of your option field, including your type field and your length field itself. Okay, then value. Value tells you the value. It stores the value that your options require. It stores the value, the data part, the option value. Okay, so it tells you the value that your options require. Okay, Then we have discussed this. Okay, the first is type, tells you the type of your options. It's of a subfield is of copy. If it's copies to first fragment or to the other fragments as well. Then class, use of your options. It is used for debugging purpose, for controlling purpose, and for what purpose. Then number is type of your options. There is 6 type of options. Okay, then length tells you the total length of your option field. Value tells you the value that your options require. Okay, then first let's move on to type of options. What are the type of options? So options is divided into 2 parts, okay, according to the bytes. If it's of single byte, then we have 2 options: no operation option and end of option. If it is of multiple bytes, it's of 4 options. 4 types of options are there: record route, strict source route, loose source route, and timestamp. Okay, so these are the type of options we have. Okay, let's discuss this one by one. Okay, so first one is no operation. It is used to align your option field so that it can be of 16-bit or 32-bit, so that your next fields can be of 16-bit and 32-bit. So it is just used to align, means it should be multiple of 4, right? Then only it can be of 16-bit or 32-bit, right? So if your this here you can see the example, used to align beginning of an option, means it's of 11-byte option. So you add here no operation, it's a 1 byte, right? Type is a 1. So if you add 1, so it become 12, right? And used to align the next option, it's of 7 byte. So you add your no operation field. Okay, so it is used to align so that your next option will become 16-bit or 32-bit, multiple of 4. You have to have the multiple of 4. Okay, then its type value is 1. Then comes end of option. End of option type value is 0. Okay, end of option will tell you your option ends here. Then you have the data part, right? Header, you have a header part and a data part, right? So where your header ends, you have to specify, right? So end of option tell you, yeah, okay, so here your option end, here your header part end, now your data part start. Okay, then the third type is of multiple, then multiple bytes. First type is, let me check, first type is record route. Okay, so record route, it tells your datagram, it tells you which router your record your route, from which router to which router your datagram has traveled before reaching on to the destination. Okay, so you can have this 9 addresses. So when router, suppose there are this many routers here. Okay, your datagram is here, have to reach here. So first your datagram moves to this router. So this router adds their IP address. Then this router adds their IP address. This router adds the IP address. This router adds the IP address. Okay, so you can tell, okay, so my datagram has traveled to this router by seeing the IP address. You can tell, okay, so datagram has traveled to this, and this routers. So it is used to record your route, your complete path, which you have traveled. Okay. Then next come is strict source and loose source. First, strict source. Strict, as the name suggests, means it is strict. Means the router, the path has already been defined. Your source already defined the route, the path that your datagram have to follow. So your datagram have to follow the routes that is being predefined to you. If the datagram does not follow any of the router or maybe to other route, it is discarded. Okay, an error message is sent. Okay, loose source is same as strict source. It, as the name suggests, it is not that much strict. Means your path is already predefined by the source, but the datagram can follow different path also. It has to follow the paths that are predefined, but it can follow other path as well. It can move to other path, other router as well. So it is loose source record route. Then timestamp. Timestamp tells you the time your datagram travels from one router to another. It is expressed in milliseconds, right? So by timestamp, you can estimate, okay, this is the IP address of different route. Okay, so my router take this this time to reach to this router, then this time to reach to this router, then this time to reach to second to third router. So we can estimate the time datagram required to reach from one router to another router. Okay, so this is the meaning of all this type of options. Okay, so okay, we have discussed this option field. We have discussed the format of option, type, length, and value, then type of options. Okay, so now this comes to end of the video. So now in the next video, we will be discussing another important term in the header field that we have not discussed earlier, that is checksum. Okay, checksum is very important. So we will discuss in detail what checksum is and how do we calculate checksum. Okay, so thank you.